Thank you, Charlotte. I'm going to introduce Milo Adkison and at the same time try to pull up the next presentation. Milo Adkison is going to be the moderator for the 2 days of this panel. As I mentioned, Milo is an associate professor in the Juneau Center at the Juneau Center School of Fisheries and Ocean Sciences at University of Alaska Fairbanks. Milo specializes in the quantitative aspects of management of Pacific salmon fisheries. He's worked extensively on a wide variety of salmon fisheries, including the Bristol Bay fisheries. In addition, he co-teaches a graduate level field course in Dillingham on management of salmon fisheries and has facilitated several workshops in both Dillingham and Naknek on the potential effects of the pebble mine on Bristol Bay fisheries. Milo was born and raised in Dillingham and fished in Bristol Bay on a drift gillnet boat for 7 years. He's also worked for the Biological Resources Division of USGS and as a crew on a Bristol Bay gillnetter. Milo has a BS in Biological Science from the University of California, Davis, Master of Science in Biological Sciences from Montana State University, and a PhD in Fisheries from the University of Washington. So, Milo.
All right, thanks, Todd. All right, appreciate it. So I'd like to start off by making a pitch for the prematurely senile among us. If you guys could prominently wear name tags, then those of us with bad memories would have a lot less social awkwardness. So I'm pleased to start off by introducing our distinguished review team today. All of them are quite widely respected in their fields. We've got biographies printed out. I'm not going to go through all of those. Even those are a little bit too short. If you want something fun to do, if you look these guys up on the web or look at Google Scholar, you'll see extensive lists of prior research they've undertaken that makes them really qualified to look over the studies we're going to tackle in the next couple of days here. We're not going to have them come up and sit up front right now because when Chris gives his presentation, they'll be blinded by the overhead projector. So I'll just ask them to raise their hand when I introduce them. I'll start off with Pete Albers. He's retired from USGS after about 31 years. Extensive track record in research, and his particular expertise is on the effects of environmental contaminants on wildlife, which is very suited to our purposes. He's worked on the Exxon Valdez oil spill and the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. He's got his bachelor's degree from the University of Montana, a master's from the University of Guelph, and a doctorate from the University of Michigan. Next panelist is Andy Baltensperger. He's had 15 years experience looking at habitat, foraging, and distribution of a wide variety of mammal species, a lot of them kind of on the smallish end, and also ravens, interestingly enough. He's worked for a variety of federal and state agencies. He's got a bachelor's from the University of Michigan, master's from Colorado State, and he's currently working on his doctorate at the wildlife biology at the University of Alaska Fairbanks. Then Larry, where are you? Larry is was with USGS for over 30 years. He's retired now, 30 years of work in Alaska. His expertise is biogeochemical analysis of lands impacted by metals, industrial emissions, and mining drainage. Again, you can see the relevance. His doctorate is from the University of Colorado. Falk Hootman is an associate professor in the Department of Biology and Wildlife at UAF. He's kind of a big picture guy, looks at landscape scale issues, works with wildlife and landscape ecology, modeling, conservation issues, and sustainability issues. He's got a master's degree from the University of Munich and a doctorate from the University of New Brunswick. Bob McFarlane, an ecologist with over 50 years of experience, very active in professional societies and ornithology. He's worked as a consultant on industrial development, environmental contamination, biological inventories, renewable energy, fish, wildlife, endangered species management, a whole host of practical experience. He's got both a master's and a doctorate from the University of Florida. Finally, Bob Naiman, a professor emeritus from the School of Aquatic and Fisheries Science at the University of Washington, currently part-time at the University of Western Australia. His specialty is riverine ecosystems and a whole lot of things connected to them. He's been the director of a couple of large research programs, one at Woods Hole and also the Center of Streamside Studies at the University of Washington. He's been named as an Ecological Society of America eminent scientist. If you go to Google Scholar, you'll find tons of publications. His bachelor's is from Cal Poly, a master's from UCLA, and a doctorate from Arizona State University. And as I said, in the interest of time, I've just sort of skimmed over the expertise and resumes of our panel. But we're going to have a presentation from Chris Roble of HDR Alaska. He's given me sort of a short biography, so I'll read the whole thing. Chris has over 13 years of experience as an environmental professional in Alaska. He's got a BA degree from Kalamazoo College and extensive post-degree coursework and professional training in wetland science and environmental policy. His professional background includes helping communities in southwestern Alaska construct new infrastructure, studying seabird recovery following the Exxon Valdez oil spill, and reporting baseline environmental studies for public, private, and nonprofit organizations. He's worked on the Pebble Project since 2006, and he's been a project manager for the Wetlands and Vegetation Studies since 2007. And so he's going to give us a presentation on his portion of the baseline studies, and following that we'll take a break and come back with the panel.